Hey guys, welcome to Melody's Workbench. Happy April Days Giving? Or whatever. Today we're making a book stand for my dad's Secret Santa thing. So let's dive in. Alright, so starting off we are going to mark out where we are going to cut our first board, which is going to hold the back of the book. Now we're going to cut it out really quick, and this is going to take a minute because cutting out things is going to take a while. And now that we got that cut out, we are going to cut out our second board, which is going to be the tenon in this mortise and tenon. Yes, this is going to be a mortise and tenon, and I did not realize that until I was done with this build. And once we've got that cut out, we need to mark out how long we want this tenon to be and how thin we also want it to be. With this, I had my dad help me because I was stubbornly using only the knife and square instead of using a marking gauge when going along these sides, as you see here. And so now we're going to cut these out. Yes, this process does take a while.
Awesome!
And now we're going to come in and mark out the mortise for this mortise and tenon. And make sure to do both sides, which I did not do, and so I had blowout on the other side, which you will see in a minute. And here's now what not to do when cutting out the mortise.
Oh, shoot!
Now what you are supposed to do is cut at it from both sides, which is why you're supposed to mark the other side, and make a little diamond pyramid thing, and then chop that out slowly. I did not do that and had a horrible blowout on the back. Now here's a little trick my dad taught me. You're going to take the stand to the edge, making sure everything fits and all, and you're going to slide it down until what seems about the right angle. And then you're going to take your pencil or knife and then mark that line. And then from each point on that line, you're going to draw a line across the other two faces, which then you will connect on the final face using a marking gauge, which is basically like a square, but you can move the other end and get some funky angles with it. Now we have to cut diagonally, which seems scary, but a trick that my dad has taught is you just turn the board to where the line is vertical, and then you just cut down like you would. Now getting it started is definitely harder, and I felt like I was shaving the side that was cutting off, but once you learn how to do it, like do it a couple times, it becomes easier. It just takes a second to start. And now that's cut, we're going to quickly check to see if it fits, and yep, just working as fine as it was beforehand. And now we are going to glue on a design that I decided to do. You don't have to do a design if you don't want to. I decided to do it because it made the build feel more complete. And you don't have to do the design I did. You can do a different one that you might find better, but this is just to add a little more flair to it. So I'm gluing it on here to make sure it will stick as I'm carving. And I'm making sure to cover both the wood and paper just to make sure it sticks really well. You want to get all edges of the paper if you're doing this so that the paper sticks really well, and I just did on the wood just to make sure nothing would slip or anything. And then you just press it down and make sure that there's no air bubbles in it. And then we get into the fun part, the carving. What you want to do here is you want to make sure that your body is to the side of the carving to make sure you don't get in the way and put on too much pressure. And to have a deeper cut, you want to bring the chisel up with your hand. And to do a shallower cut, you want to bring it down. This takes a second to do, but once you understand the basics of it, it's really simple and very fun to do. And don't be afraid to go a little hard. You may take off a little more than you would like on some cuts, but that's okay. It adds character to the build, and it's all a learning process. So yeah, have fun with this. Now to quickly smooth this out, just so it has a nice feel, you can use a plane or a card scraper. I used both, but it really doesn't matter as long as it's as smooth as you want it to be. And now we are going to chamfer the edges just to give it that final touch. You don't have to if you don't want to. I just like doing this to complete the build a little more. Same with the design, just makes it feel more completed. And another little trick my dad taught me for getting in those corners for those back edges. You're gonna want to skew the plane to get those, and if you want to get in the corners, just put the plane directly on it and just do that for all those edges back there. It's really simple and kind of fun, I will admit, though it did take me a second. And now time for the finish. And my dad clearly needs to get more of this. I'm grateful that's lasted this long, but it's time for some more boiled linseed oil. As you can see here, I just slathered it on there and then I dried it off with a rag off camera, and that's basically it. So that is how you make this gorgeous book stand. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Really helps out the channel, makes it grow more so I can reach out to more people and show you simple projects like this. If you guys have any ideas, questions, or even stupid jokes, please write those down in the comments down below. I love reading those and replying to as many as I can. It's really fun to see what kind of things go on your guys' minds and just interacting with you guys. So yeah. So as always, see you next time. To make or not to make? That is the question.